So I was an assistant to a man named Mark Halperin. He was a political director at ABC News, and I was about 19 at the time. I met him in college, and I never experienced untoward behavior from him myself, but I did notice things that were off. He had several young women about my age that he would mentor and meet with. The door would be closed. And he was very gracious. I mean, we worked together very well. He got me my first job in journalism at ABC News afterwards. And I have to say, though, after I began working at ABC full-time, I felt uncomfortable around him. Not for anything I could put my finger on. I felt nervous in his presence. He didn't seem like a nice person, so I just avoided meeting with him, and I avoided his presence. And it was several years later, actually, when I was reporting in Beijing, that I heard from a couple of women who were based in China for a while, foreign correspondents and producers, or who had traveled through on reporting assignments, that they'd been assaulted by him. That in one of those closed-door meetings, he had assaulted them in pretty egregious ways. And what was surprising to me, though, is that I didn't really even have much of a reaction. My reaction was not one of outrage. I did not think, oh, this should not have happened, or we should do something to change this. My reaction when I was told these stories was, I was lucky, and I managed that situation well. And it wasn't until this movement in last fall, when actually a young researcher or editor for the New York Times, I had told her about Mark Halperin about a year and a half ago, and about the stories I'd heard about him, and she said, this is a story. Can I share it with one of our reporters? And I said, sure, you're welcome to do so, but I don't think it's a story. This happens all the time, and this is just the way it is. And I'm 40, I think she's a bit younger. And then when the news broke about Harvey Weinstein and all of these men, to me, I mean, it just hit me like a wave, like, oh my God, I can't believe that this behavior, which is so appalling, it was just a part of my normal day. And I think going overseas and having that foreign correspondence work, I mean, this dynamic has chased me. I've had it in multiple experiences with multiple men. And it's deeply impacts the women. And I would say that the victims of some of the stars that we're talking about tonight, their lives have been profoundly impacted. I mean, this isn't about saying you have a nice skirt on or some sort of innocuous comment. I mean, the behavior that we're talking about, it causes women to quit their jobs, to leave the industry, to have a sense of fear about a place of work where they should be safe and they should be thriving. So it's a really profound issue, and part of the profundity of it is the fact that people like me, who were in the midst of it, thought it was normal.